Hey, this is Mark, and today I have a couple of phones here for charging issues. First is going to be this iPhone 7. So what we're going to do is we're going to check out what the TriStar tester says for these. So got my TriStar tester here. Go ahead and turn it on. So I've got this plugged into the dock. And it's important to note that you do have to plug it in the right way. Like the screen needs to be facing up where the dock is positioned as if it was in the phone. So if you have it like flipped over, so if I was working on it with like the board face up and the dock flex sitting like this, I wouldn't get a correct reading. So it does have to be set up just like if the phone was put together. So I'm going to do the quick test. And let's see if it fails. It takes a little bit of time to get a result, especially if it's going to fail. It seems like it goes a little quicker if it's not going to fail. All right, we're getting there. 21%, taking its sweet time. So, if you guys aren't already aware of the TriStar tester, this is an excellent tool. I think every shop should have it, even if you don't do board level repair, because it can tell you if there's a problem with the dock or with TriStar. So you can save yourself the time of trying a new dock. You don't even have to open the phone. Or you can, save yourself the worry that you're going to change the dock and that's not what the problem is. This will tell you definitely the dock is the problem, and then you put a new dock in and run it again, and then if it passes for dock and TriStar, you're good to go. And if it fails for TriStar, then either you can learn how to change TriStar or send it out to somebody like me that can do it for you. All right, so we are getting there, slowly but surely. Since it takes so long to run this test, I'm only going to run it on the 7. I've already tested the 6S Plus, and it also failed. So you're just going to have to trust me there. So we'll let this finish, show what a fail looks like, and then we'll go ahead and change TriStar on both of these boards and run the tester again. It is really just wanting to hang out at that whatever percent it was at. It's taking its sweet time. All right, there we go. Fail. I was checking the messages on my phone while it was finishing up there. I don't know how long that fail's been up there, but there we go. We got a fail, and look at that. It's failed for basically every line except for the Tigris / MOSFET. So you can look up online. I think. Well, I forget where. If maybe it's at the website for the TriStar tester, maybe it's on iPad Rehab website, but you can get like what each of these lines actually is in the board. So this is like the 7 lines that actually run to the dock connector. All right, so we got a nice legit fail. So let's change TriStar and see if that solves it. Spoiler, it will. Oh, and I better dig out some new TriStar. Oh, shoot. I just used the last one in the strip I had. So now I got to dig through my reserve parts box. Got to dip into the stock I use for building out the micro soldering kits, which are now available on iPadRehab.com supply store. So I build these. I've been doing this for our students for a long time, building these kind of kits for all of the really common components that you might need while you're micro soldering. They're intended for beginners who are at the class and want to go back and basically have everything on hand that they might need, that a technician might damage or that might walk in the door, without a bunch of stuff that you won't need. So you're not going to find like you're not going to find Cumulus chips in there because you don't tend to need those. But there are some Mason in there, and there's Audio IC in there, and there's TriStar, there's backlight drivers, Chestnut, lots of different connectors. So you can find that on iPadRehab.com in the supply store, and in there should be a link to the current list of what's included in the kit, because I update it as we find new common faults, and to include the chips that are needed in the newer phones. And I take off the old stuff, like just retired some of the 5S stuff, because you don't really see those anymore. All right, so got my TriStar. We'll go ahead and just set him out of the way for now while I remove the old one. All right, that looks good. Just checking from an angle to make sure I have things cleared up enough up underneath that shield. That's gonna work. And now what? Uh-oh. Lost my new TriStar. Where did you go, little guy? I just dumped him when I tilted that board. And I do not see him anywhere on my desk. So another sacrifice chip has gone to join his lost brothers somewhere on the floor. I swear you could sweep the floor under my desk and find at least $100 worth of brand new chips. All right, let's fish this guy up under there. There we go. I think we're going to need a little more flux there. There we go. That should be good to go. Now we'll do the 6S Plus.
Tomorrow there's going to be a full day lockdown because I think that there's going to be a shooter. I really want to contact you.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that a little later. I'm recording right now. Yeah, so teenage daughter just got home, and apparently they at her school have reason to believe there's going to be a shooter tomorrow, so they're going to have the school on lockdown all day. Yay! I am old enough to remember going to schools without fences around them, and there was only one cop in the entire school, and he had the most boring job of any cop. Nowadays, schools are set up like prisons. But I won't get into that. Alright, so I have already done the TriStar tester, which also failed on this 6S Plus. So we will change it. And this one is a bit easier because I don't have a quarter of the chip covered by a shield. And the space isn't quite as tight, so I can get in there with my bigger iron, which is what I prefer to use to prep those pads. You go out and check on him, make sure he's okay. Okay, so while that board cools off, I will swap back over to the iPhone 7. Max, can you wait just a minute until I'm done with this repair? Oh, you want more string cheese? Hey, Amelia, can you get him another string cheese, please? Alright, so dock back on, and we're going to run the TriStar tester again. So it usually goes a little faster when it's going to pass.
You want the wrapper on or off?
Yeah, he can take the wrapper off by himself. He's a big boy. He's 4, so everything has to point towards him being a big boy and not a baby. All right, we got a pass. Excellent. All right, so I will save running it on the 6S on camera because really, again, pointless. You're just gonna have to trust me that that one had a problem and is fixed. Why would I change TriStar on video just for the fun of it? I wouldn't. That's the answer. So another couple of repairs done and ready to invoice. I'll stick these in the ready to invoice pile and move on to the next repair. So again, thanks for watching. Have a good one.